Hi everybody, and a warm welcome to Erik Bank and our gaming day, and a very warm welcome to Aspire Global. We have the CEO, Tsachi Maimon, with us today. So without further ado, I'll leave the word to you, Tsachi, and again, very warm welcome to both of you, or to everybody.
Thank you very much, Marcus, and thank to the Erik Bank for having me. Of course, that it would have been great if I was able to be in Sweden right now. So I'm speaking to you all from Madrid. Can you move one slide, please? So if I will jump in to share a little bit about Aspire Global. Aspire Global, in a very different way from all the companies that you heard and will hear today, and not only today, but also as a uniqueness in the industry, Aspire Global not only offering a lot of products, but we own a lot of products in the value chain of gaming. We own gaming platform. It names like a PAM. We own a service called Managed Services that we do for other partners. We own our own sports platform, also game aggregation and also game studio. So it means that our ability to close deals is anytime and really anywhere. And I hope that in the presentation, I will be able to share more about what we have and how we did it. But it wasn't like this all the time. If you can move one slide, please. So our success story has begun from being a B2C. This was how we started a little bit less than 15 years ago. We had our own B2C, working on our own gaming platform, and we got to know the players from very close relationship. And this was the key for us to understand the industry, because if you don't know the player, how can you develop things for the player? So this is where it all began. We had our own B2C. We still have our own B2C as well. Can you move one slide, please? So by having our own B2C from the beginning, made us a clear view of how we are about to develop the product, how we are about to do a lot of CRM and engagement tools on top of each and every development that we are doing for the players. So we got to know exactly what the players need and to develop it and to work for the player. We even been able to develop one of the uniqueness tool. You can see it on the right side, the finance and marketing. We're able to develop one of the most important KPI and formula in the industry, which called the predicted ROI. Because of the knowledge of the B2C, we are now able to provide to any operator the ability to know in a very short time, 48 hours, what will be the predicted NGR income from the players in the next 1, 2, or 3 years. So in some of those elements, you can see that we built up our knowledge as a B2B from being a B2C. And this is just a few examples how we did it. Can you move slide, please? One of the services that we were able to develop from being a B2C is something that's called Managed Services. So it's a service that we provide to other operators that we can manage the day-to-day operation for them. When I say day-to-day operation, customer service, VIP, CRM, fraud management, risk management. So there are a lot of things that operators, mainly if they are coming from land-based or from being a media house, and they don't have the know-how of how to manage the gaming business that they just launched. So we were able to develop a service. Also here again, because the knowledge of the B2C, we are now able to scale it to more and more operators. So this is one of the services that we are providing for B2B. Can you move one slide, please? And along the years, in the last 18 months, we bought two companies. One is Pariplay, and the second is BtoBet. Pariplay is game studio and an aggregation, and BtoBet is a sportbook platform. So after this acquisition that we did in the last 18 months, this is how we are today. Can you move one slide, please? Thank you. So this is where we are today, a company, a group of companies that own the majority of the products that any gaming operator would like and need in order to operate online. Usually, our competitors have those services being taken from third-party suppliers. This is the advantage of Aspire Global, and I'm about to tell you how and to zoom in on each and every vertical and product that we have here. Can you move one slide, please? So with all the products that we own, you see it on the left side of the slide, the sport platform, managed services, gaming platform, game aggregation, and game studio. We are now serving not only our B2C, we are serving more than 150 operators around the world in 4 continents. They are taking our products and selling it to their players. And as you can see in this slide, we are selling it to a lot of tier 1 operators that they're taking at least one of our products. Can you move one slide, please? Marcus, can you move a slide?
I'm now on the clear strategy for further growth.
Thank you. So, but if you can go back one slide, because there is a slide of the jurisdictions.
This one?
No. Okay, so please move one slide. Okay, thank you. So, what we are doing also when we are zooming in on the US market, so there is the few deals that we signed in the last 2 months with Rush Street, GAN, and Amelco. So this is a part of the Aspire Global strategy, not only to be active in those 4 continents, but to zoom in the biggest market that is about to be with the US. So we are already there with 3 clients, and this is a vision and a focus of the company moving forward. Can you move one slide, please? So when we are taking into an account the performance of Aspire Global in Q1 2021, the Q that we just finished, so you can see that the performance of the company is pretty good, very high double-digit growth in all the main KPIs. Revenues ended with 48 million euro, and the Ebitda 8.6 million euro. And also when we are zooming in only on the B2B revenues, we see also there that we increased it by 46% on 35.7 million euro. Please move one slide. So when we understand the scale of Aspire Global, the products that we have, and the revenues that we ended in Q1, this is the slide that is about to show you the split of the revenues that we have in the B2B products that you see it in green, and the B2C that we still have, it's called Caramba. So you can see that almost 70% of our revenues and profitability is coming from the B2B segments, whether it's the Aspire Core, the gaming platform, BtoBet, the sport platform, or Pariplay, the games segment that we have. Can you move one slide, please? So if I'm zooming in on the B2B, the first product is the gaming platform, the Aspire Core. You can move one slide. Can you move from the gaming platform one slide, please?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
See.
Oh, now back, please.
Yeah. Yeah, here we go.
I want to see a slide, if possible, of the platform. So it's one before the numbers, please.
Yeah, it should be this one. The leading
Yes.
operators on platform. Yes.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you very much. So the leading operators that are working on the Aspire platform, you can see very strong names that are working on our gaming platform. It's William Hill, Caramba. I don't know if you see it on the slide, but it's in the bottom. It's written also Betfair, that we signed them for Colombia. Can you move one slide, please? And this is the numbers for this product of the gaming platform. We saw that we finished Q1 2021 with almost 27 million euro in revenues, with 4.4 million euro in Ebitda, which represent 26% growth year over year. Can you move one slide, please? Now we will move to the aggregation and games segment called Pariplay. One slide, please. Can you move one slide from the aggregation and games?
Yeah. It's coming. It's just a bit of a lag. So I'm on the slide,
Okay.
but it'll soon show the right slide. Yeah, here we go.
Okay. So Pariplay, the company that we acquired a little bit more than a year ago, has three different products. The aggregation, which is called the Fusion. We are connected to almost all the game suppliers out there. We also have our own proprietary games. We already developed more than 100 games. You can see it on the right side. And also we have a very strong product called Ignite, where we are able and allowing game suppliers that don't have an ability to offer their games online. So it's land-based games providers that want to use our infrastructure in order to offer their games online. So they are doing it through Pariplay. So those three products is what we have under the games segment. You can move one slide, please. And when we zoom in on the games segment and the performance of Pariplay since we acquired them, so you can see also on a quarterly basis, very strong growth, and also the Ebitda is becoming higher and higher, and you can see easily that the revenue is more than 100% increase year over year, and the Ebitda more than 130% year over year. So it's a very strong momentum that the Pariplay is in. Can you move one slide, please? Now I will move to the sports segment, to the BtoBet, the sports platform that we own and bought 7-8 months ago. Can you move one slide? So BtoBet, our sport platform, we have two different type of solutions that we can offer. Most of the companies have one type of solution. We have two, meaning that we can offer our sports solution to operators and they can manage the risk and the trading themselves. And of course, we have the ability to manage the risk and management. It's called turnkey solution for them. So an operator, when incoming to Aspire Global or to BtoBet, he can offer any kind of solution that we want for his sport. We already have tier one operators taking this product. One of them is Betway, Premier Bet, William Hill, and Betfair. What I can say here is that we have very unique features that we developed for some of those operators that will soon be released also to the market and will be an advantage that we have on our competition in the sports segment. Can you move one slide, please? So also in BtoBet, it's a proof of success of the acquisition that we did. There is a revenue growth of 51% year-over-year in revenues, and also the Ebitda improved. So we ended Q1 with 2.4 million euro and 700,000 euro in Ebitda. Can you move one slide, please? So Aspire Global became a group of products, of companies, and a lot of news are coming, a lot of flow of deals, the synergies that we are now able to do. I'm not going to zoom in on each of the items that are on the slide, but it comes to show that now, when in the ecosystem of Aspire Global, we can sell sport, we can sell games, we can sell aggregation, we can sell gaming platform. And now think about it, that the customers of Pariplay can now enjoy the sport of BtoBet and vice versa. And everything is with one integration only. Think about all the US operators that we signed, and now we can roll out things to other operators and other products. Think about the cost synergies that we have. So the news also that we are coming to the market every month with a lot of deals, a lot of synergies, is a great proof that we have for the future, not only to generate more revenues from all the inflow operators that are coming into the Aspire group, but also the synergies of cost and the increased profitability in the future. So those are just key wins that we had in the quarter, and some of the names here, of course, are very familiar and strong. Can you move one slide, please? So we finished with the B2B. There are two slides of the B2C where we called Karamba. So Karamba is our bread and butter B2C, that through Karamba we are able to build much better B2B products. We put Karamba as in the PR that we did 2 months ago, that we want to review how to make Karamba even bigger and stronger than it is today. It's a growing business. You can move one slide, please. You can see the graph in a second. So you can see that Karamba is growing, and even with the growth of Karamba, we think that Karamba, with the right investment, with the right focus, can reach even much larger numbers in the future. And even until then, if we will execute any action with Karamba, you can see that the revenue, more than 40% growth year-over-year, and also the Ebitda. And it's a record quarter that we ended now in Q1 2021. You can move one slide, please. If we go to the financial position, so one slide, you will see the strengths of Aspire Global. We were able in Q1 to generate from the operation around 5.3 million euro cash that comes from the operation, and we ended the quarter with more than 41 million euro that we have cash in hand, and we can continue and do a lot of investment in the platform, in the technology, possible additional M&As in order to continue and become one of the biggest suppliers in the iGaming industry. You can move one slide, please. Also, when we take the breakdown of the high-level costs, so we can see that the distribution expenses also decreased, although we increased the revenue. So it means more profitability for Aspire Global. Also in the administrative cost, we can see that from 11.5%, the administrative cost is 10.4%. It means that we are becoming more and more scaled and profitable and ready for the future to become even stronger than we are today. You can move one slide, please. So when taking all the slides, we wanted to put here like a 12-month revenue and Ebitda rolling results for the last few quarters. So you can see that it's a constant growth, not only in revenues, but also in profitability. We ended the last 12 months with 176 million euro and with more than 30 million euro in Ebitda. And it's a clear trend. I don't need to speak a lot about the great trend and momentum that Aspire Global is. You can move one slide, please. Everything that you saw in the presentation is not coming by itself. We have strong people that with us for a very long time. They came from very strong and experienced companies. You can see it on the right side. A few of the strongest names in the industry. So they brought with them a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, a lot of know-how, how to do it better, consolidating it in one group of different companies and products. And we see why the momentum is getting better and better. So this is the broader management of Aspire Global. You can move one slide, please. This is the board of directors of Aspire Global, the same board that we have already for a few years. And it's important to notice, I don't know if you see it on the slide because there is 3 rows in this slide, but the 4 main shareholders, original founders and shareholders of the company, by the way, 2 of them are in the board, Barak and Aaron. So the 4 main shareholders and founders didn't sell even 1 share since we listed the company 4 years ago. And we are, together with the top management, still hold around 67% of the company. So it shows a lot about the belief that they have in the strategy of the company. Can you move one slide, please? If I'm going to the future outlook, I think it's the last slide, so we can move on to the next slide. Just if you can tell me if you are already on the slide where we see the 4 bullets, 5 bullets of the, perfect.
Yes.
Perfect, okay. So I will not zoom in on each and every initiative that we have for the future. I will just say as a general concept, we have all the products that it needs. We are going to expand our presence to stronger markets, bigger markets. We are putting our eyes in the US very aggressively. We are putting our eyes also in Brazil. We believe that those 2 markets have a lot of potential for each and every product that we own. This is one thing. And second is that we are continuing to work on the synergies and the workflow between the portfolio of customers that each company that we have in order to resell more products on the same portfolio of customers that the group has. So if we have a tier 1 operator that only take our games, for example, we want to sell also the sport, also the aggregation and more products. So our wallet share from this operator will grow. This is where we are focusing and believe that we have a very good and strong position to take it forward. I think this was the last slide. If you can move 1 slide ahead. Yeah, so thank you very much, Marcus.
Thank you very much for a super interesting presentation. Some questions for me, and then we'll see from any questions from the floor. Maybe starting out, if you can describe the synergies of being both a B2B and B2C company.
So there aren't a lot of synergies between the B2C and the B2B because there is like a Chinese wall between the businesses. What we are able to do is to take the knowledge and the know-how of the players that we have in the B2C and also in the other operators in order to build a better product and a better tool in order for other operators to do it even better. So synergies are not exist, but the knowledge and the know-how that we are taking from being able to see the player in our eyes.
Okay, and continuing a little bit on the same track, talking about advantages, you offer the entire value chain. Can you talk a little bit about the advantages of doing that?
One of the advantages, there are many, but one of them, let's say we are entering now to the US. So in the US, we know that the operators are trying to squeeze the cost for each and every product that they are taking. So if you are going to the US market with one product, there is a lot of risk. Why? Because the operator can abandon this product and go either to buy himself this product and to own it, the same as DraftKings are doing, and also others. And the second is that if you are now working only with one product, the operator has a lot of power if he's growing to squeeze the prices. So once we are coming with a lot of products, we can give them like a roof of products, better pricing, more quality in the products, so they are feeling more engaged. It's a more sticky approach towards the future to own more in the value chain than only to run in one product. And of course, we didn't develop ourselves the products that we own. We acquired few of the best companies in the industry because we know that it's not easy to build a very strong and quality product. So this is just one advantages that we have.
Okay, and picking up on one word that you said about acquisition. So you have strong cash flow. You have a good cash balance, almost 42 million euros in the books. Talk a little bit about acquisitions and what you're thinking there. You're considering further acquisitions. What kind of companies are you looking at, etc.?
So the position, the strong position that we have, giving us the liberty to choose from the quality perspective, and also the company is growing organically very strong. So we are not in a stress to acquire revenues. This is one advantage. So every acquisition, and the market saw it with the Pariplay and BtoBet, it's a pure quality acquisition to build up the future. So we are looking and putting our eyes in more products. I said it also in few of the calls previously that we are looking on bingo, we are looking on live dealer. Just take the live dealer in the US. There is only one or two companies that offer it in the US. We can take some market share there in the future. So we want to be also in that segment as well in the future. So we want to control it all, to be the supplier that have it all.
Okay. Thank you. A question from the audience. Talking about the growth initiatives, where do you see the biggest challenges here, and basically what keeps you up at night?
So what keeps us up at night is our vision, our why, to make sure that we are doing everything that we can in order to make our partners feel their full potential. And sometimes if we have some things that we can do better, we don't sleep well. If there is a product feature that we want to develop or bugs in the system that we need to fix, so we are all the time in a chase to make sure that our partners can sleep good at night when they know that they don't need to take care about the technology. They need to take care about the business. So this is what we are focusing, to make sure that everything we do is for them to continue the expansion and the growth. And it's not that it's a new company, Aspire, that we are now pitching for the future. It's a proof. See what we were able to achieve in the last few years. Constant yearly growth with profitability without any operator, more than 7 years ago, that left us. So it means a lot, and we work hard in order to continue and maintain it.
Okay, thank you for that. Talking a little bit about the sportsbook, how does it differentiate from competitors?
First of all, I will not share a lot. I will share just a few things because we have a lot of things that we believe that we can win the market. But one of them is that compared to the other sportsbook platforms out there, even the leading one, they don't have a B2C knowledge. They don't have layers of engagement and CRM in order to make the player play more on the product. So the strong sport platforms out there provide good feeds, good technology, everything is good, but they don't have those layers that will bring the player play even more over there. So what you see in the market is that for a sport platform, even if he's a leading one, when you will check all the operators that are using him, it's almost like a skin. It's the same, just different colors. With us, it's different. They can differentiate themselves by many more features that they will not find anywhere else. And this is why the sport is going to rock.
Okay, and then I have a question on pair play. So can you please describe the role of pair play in the gaming industry?
So Pariplay not only develop their own games and studio, and sell it to others, but the aggregation is a crucial point. Why? Because it's allowing the operators through one integration to be able to have an access to 80, 100, 200 game suppliers, thousands of games with one integration. But there are a few aggregations like Pariplay. This is not where the real added value of Pariplay. The real added value of Pariplay is that on top of this aggregation, we build CRM tools, tournaments, roulette, free spins that allow the operator to promote any game that they want, also here through one integration. So the stickiness of the players is much higher on Pariplay tools than on any other aggregation. And this is the reason the growth is on Pariplay dramatically. Another small advantage for Pariplay is that the advanced technology allowed them to be certified and compliant in many regulated markets. So this is something that also we want to be live in a lot of regulated markets. So those two things bring the confidence for operators to engage with Pariplay.
Okay, and then changing tacks a little bit, talking about the overall markets. Maybe you can just describe the different trends in the markets you operate.
So there are two different markets that, if I'm consolidating all the markets that we are operating, so there is Europe and there is the US. In Europe, there is a clear path through a regulation, so the companies, and we are one of them, that will certify its product to more and more markets, because this is the way, we will be able to sell more products and cross-sell them to operators in the European market. This is one strategy, to grow in the existing market over there. In the US market, we saw a very interesting trend. We saw that in the first wave, a lot of operators wanted just to go live fast. They didn't care about the quality of the product. They didn't care what kind of bonuses, technology. They just wanted to be live fast. And now, in wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, we are going to see a lot of changes in suppliers' agreements. So the operators will move now to a more quality. They will check much better. They will have more demand. So we are approaching the US from the quality point of view, in order to make sure that we are gaining the disappointment that there is today from the existing product.
Okay, I will continue with a question from the audience. We have a participant who asked if you aspire to relaunch in Sweden.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. And then talk a little bit about targets. You have a target of reaching 200 million euro in sales in 2021. Do you feel you are on the course to reach this target?
Yes, we mentioned it in the last quarterly report, that the trend and the numbers that we see didn't provide us any reason to change our plans.
Okay. And then finally, I guess from me, just would be interesting to just hear your thoughts about the future, just lifting the eyes a little bit and looking a little bit further ahead, and without giving any, I mean, any. Just talk a little bit about where do you see yourself in 5 years, without giving any guidance, of course, but just your thoughts.
You know, there is a sentence that I heard from someone that is very strong. You cannot tell about the future if you don't see the past. What we can see from Aspire Global, from the organic growth strategy, with the acquisition to control more in the value chain of gaming, you can understand that our strategy is clear: to be one of the biggest iGaming suppliers in the world. We don't want and are not intending to compromise on that. I will not share numbers because we didn't communicate to the market any numbers that we see, but this is the mandate that we have in Aspire Global to be one of the biggest iGaming suppliers in the world in the next 5-10 years.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for a very interesting presentation. I think that's all we have for today. So thank you very much for everyone listening in. Thank you, Tsachi, for a very interesting presentation again. And have a nice day, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marcus. Thank you.